The king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, is still revered today for his unparalleled impact on popular culture and music. However, beneath the sparkling exterior of celebrity, Elvis Presley's last days were cloaked in mystery and melancholy, offering a sharp contrast to the brilliant persona that typified his career. Behind the scenes, a more somber reality, one characterized by personal challenges, health issues, and the darker side of stardom, unfolded as the world praised his music and charisma. Elvis Presley's final days were not only a heartbreaking cap to a famous career, but also a window into the extreme demands that accompany such enormous celebrity. His premature death was mostly caused by prescription medication addiction and a failing lifestyle. The public's interest in the king went beyond his outstanding accomplishments and into the dramatic events surrounding his dying moments. This video of Elvis Presley's final days reveals the startling reality that lies underneath the rumors and headlines, providing a more in-depth look at the king's dying days. It is the account of a man whose incredible skill was eclipsed by personal struggles, which finally brought him to an unfortunate and premature conclusion. Come with us as we explore the latter phase of Elvis Presley's life, a story of heartbreak and grandeur that still has an impact on his followers and exposes the nuanced side of a real musical icon. 1. Elvis Precipitation's health decline. Elvis Presley's health was concerning by the middle of the 1970s. The king of rock and roll experienced severe physical degeneration as a result of his lifestyle choices. He was previously recognized for his energetic performances and vivid charm. His health suffered greatly from years of abusing prescription drugs, bad eating habits, and a demanding travel schedule. It was becoming more and more obvious that Elvis struggled with extreme weight, hypertension, and other dangerous illnesses. His personal physician, Dr. George Nicopolis, prescribed a risky combination of drugs, which is arguably the reason behind his downfall. These included amphetamines, sedatives, and opioids, which not only made his health issues worse but also led to a risky reliance. Even with attempts to manage his weight and general health, the harm was severe. Elvis's failing health stood in sharp contrast to the colorful, exuberant image that had once captured the attention of millions. 2. Prescription drugs function. Abuse of prescription drugs contributed significantly to Elvis Presley's declining health and last demise. Elvis used a variety of medications to treat his discomfort, anxiety, and sleeplessness as his reliance on medicine grew over time. It was said that he was taking up to 14 different prescription drugs every day at the height of his drug use. The use of several medications at once is referred to as polypharmacy, and it can have a serious negative impact on one's health because of potentially harmful drug interactions. Elvis used a variety of drugs, including barbiturates and amphetamines, which have a reputation for being highly addictive and having negative side effects. Alarmingly high quantities of these medicines were identified in his system, according to the toxicology report from his autopsy, highlighting the significant influence of his prescription regimen on his physical state. One of the main causes of his premature death was the interaction of these substances. 3. Graceland's last days. Elvis Presley's cherished Memphis home, Graceland, served as both his haven and a source of great sorrow in the weeks preceding his passing. Elvis kept making public appearances despite his deteriorating health, but he appeared more and more distant and reclusive. He battled anxiety and sadness by spending a lot of time by himself in his bedroom. It was said that the mood at Graceland at this time was tense and ominous, with close friends and family being extremely worried about his declining health. His health problems were made worse by the seclusion he endured and the lack of proper medical supervision. His battles with his physical and emotional well-being, together with the absence of appropriate care, added to the sense of tragedy and inevitable end to his days. This chapter of Elvis's life presents a depressing image of a superstar battling serious personal and medical issues. 4. The final performance and public engagements. Elvis Presley's farewell performance, which took place on June 26, 1977 at Indianapolis Market Square Arena, was a somber depiction of his deteriorating health. Both critics and fans observed a clear difference between this performance and his previous high-spirited performances. Elvis looked physically ill and lacked the exuberance that used to characterize his stage appearance. The toll of his failing health was evident in the strain and lack of range of his formerly powerful voice. Elvis made a number of public appearances in the days before his passing, including one at a cafe in Memphis where it was clear that he was confused and weak. These moments, which were recorded by fans and the media, highlighted the rapidity of his physical and mental deterioration, casting a shadow over his last days and bringing a moving conclusion to a musical legend's career. 5. Elvis Presley's body was found. Elvis Presley's fiancée, Ginger Alden, discovered him unconscious in the toilet of his Graceland mansion on August 16, 1977. When she tried to contact him again and got no response, that's when she found him. Elvis was declared dead at the age of 42 despite rapid attempts to resuscitate him, including the presence of paramedics. His sudden demise shocked everyone, including his large fan base and the music industry. Taking into account his relatively young age and the uncertain circumstances surrounding his health, the discovery was particularly tragic and puzzling. His incredulity was further exacerbated by the fact that he was in possession of multiple prescription medicines, which led to extensive conjecture regarding the actual cause of his death. His life and career were forever altered by this tragic event, which also signaling the end of a momentous period in entertainment. Sticks. The contentious autopsy and myths of conspiracy. The autopsy report of Elvis Presley, which concluded that his prolonged use of prescription medicines caused a heart attack, provoked a great deal of skepticism and conspiracy theories. Although his drug usage was listed as the official cause of death, this did not allay the suspicions of supporters and onlookers. Many hypothesized that Elvis Presley was the victim of a broader cover-up or that he was killed. These ideas were further heightened by the fact that he was high on drugs. Others speculated that he may have died from medical error or foul play. Elvis' reputation as a cultural icon and the disputes surrounding his death specifics has fueled rumors about him for decades. The lasting fascination with Elvis Presley and the nuanced legacy of his last days are reflected in these theories. 7. The legacy and aftermath. When Elvis Presley passed away in 1977, fans, musicians, and public personalities all around the world expressed their deep sorrow. His memorial service, held at Graceland, attracted thousands of fans and turned into a historic occasion in the history of music. As people considered the passing of one of the most significant figures in entertainment, a sense of loss was evident. Elvis' influence has persisted despite the tragic events surrounding his last days, as his music and demeanor continued to enthrall new generations. Numerous tributes and commemorations honor his contributions to rock and roll, which continue to have a huge impact on the music industry and popular culture. Elvis Presley's untimely death highlights the risks of prescription drug usage and the demands of celebrity, acting as a sobering reminder of the frailty of life and the difficulties experienced by even the most well-known people. Conclusion. One of music's greatest icons, Elvis Presley, experienced tremendous strain and personal challenges, which are reflected in his final days, which were a moving blend of genius and tragedy. Despite a great deal of controversy and conjecture surrounding his death, the King's dying highlights the serious consequences of prescription drug usage, as well as the difficulties that come with being famous. Honoring Elvis's enormous musical achievements, as well as the lessons his life and death teach, is imperative as we commemorate him. His legacy lives on, captivating and inspiring others, while at the same time bearing witness to his extraordinary talent and serving as a reminder of the frail human being hiding behind the famous character. Elvis Presley's ageless and transformational music resonates with generations of admirers who continue to honor his amazing life, serving as a beacon of his enduring impact. The king of rock and roll lives on in the hearts of people who value his artistic creations and the intricate, captivating narrative of his life, even in spite of the grief surrounding his final days. Let us know in the comments what you think about the shocking truth about Elvis Presley's last days, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating content on our YouTube channel.